Mysterious howls in Bella Coola, 1860s. The Bella Coola Valley in the 1860s was a place of breathtaking beauty and profound wilderness, cradled by towering mountains and dense forests. For the Indigenous Nuxalk people, the valley was not just a home but a sacred space filled with deep spiritual significance. Among the many tales shared within the community were those of the Sasq'ets, or wild men, mysterious beings said to roam the forests and high mountain passes. In the early 1860s, strange and haunting howls began to echo through the valley at night. These sounds, described as long, mournful wails mixed with guttural growls, sent chills down the spines of those who heard them. The howls would often begin as the sun set, resonating across the valley and lingering in the cool night air. The sounds were unlike anything known to the Nuxalk people or the settlers who were beginning to inhabit the area. They were too deep and resonant to be wolves or coyotes, and too sustained to be the call of a bear. The howls carried an eerie, almost mournful tone, and they seemed to come from multiple directions, as though the source was constantly moving. Attributing the howls to the Sasq'ets. For the Nuxalk, the answer to the mystery was clear. The Sasq'ets were making their presence known. According to their oral traditions, the Sasq'ets were elusive, intelligent beings that existed as part of the natural world. While they were rarely seen, their presence was unmistakable in the form of their calls, tracks, and other subtle signs. Elders in the community explained that the howls were warnings, reminders to respect the wilderness and the beings that lived within it. Hunters were particularly mindful of these signs, often avoiding areas where the howls were heard for fear of encountering the Sasq'ets unprepared. The settlers who arrived in the Bella Coola Valley during this time were both fascinated and frightened by the tales of the indigenous people. They too reported hearing the howls, with some claiming to have seen large, shadowy figures moving at the edge of the forest. These accounts added fuel to the growing mystique of the Sasq'ets, though many dismissed the stories as superstition or misidentification of known animals. As the years passed, the howls in Bella Coola continued sporadically, keeping the legend of the Sasq'ets alive. To this day, the valley is regarded as one of the many hotspots for Sasquatch lore in British Columbia, with modern researchers and enthusiasts traveling there in hopes of hearing the same unearthly calls. For the Nuxalk people, however, the howls remain a powerful reminder of their connection to the land and the beings that share it. Whether a warning, a communication, or simply a presence, the Sasq'ets is as much a part of their culture as the mountains and forests that define the valley.